Aha! So Air Peace has now commenced direct flights to Dakar, Freetown, and Banjul from Lagos. Yeah, so start planning your trip, because Air Peace got you. Lagos to Dakar, Freetown, and Banjul flights will operate on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the superb Embraer 195 E2 jets. Fly Air Peace from Lagos to Dakar, Freetown, Banjul, and enjoy a world-class travel experience on the brand new E195. For bookings, head to our website flyairpeace.com or download the Airpeace mobile app on Play Store or App Store. Airpeace, your peace, our goal.
Hello, Bereans. Thank you so much for joining me at this time. My name is Solomon Shams. I want to welcome everybody who is here and joining us for the very first time. You're welcome. If you're watching these videos for the very first time, there are other videos that you can actually check out. We have quite a bit of it that we've made over the year. I'm sure you're going to find something interesting. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Bongani, good evening to you too. I'm all riding in Johannesburg. Shouting out to all the Bereans. Thank you, Angie. Greetings from London. Happy New Year to you, God. So Happy New Year to you. Blessed New Year, my fellow Bereans. It's good to be back. Indeed, from the Free State, it's good to be back here. And see Chaba also saying good evening. And Toye, all the way from Brazil. Boa tarde, as in Portuguese. Good afternoon from Brazil. Great. Isha, great to have you here. Awesome, guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. Please make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, can you please consider subscribing? Make sure you do that and also follow the link. By the grace of God, very soon, maybe in a week or so, I'm going to be launching my website. That is www.unclesolomon.com. Easy to say it, unclesolomon.com. Hopefully, by the grace of God, I'm going to be launching it very soon. I'm just so happy and excited with that, where I'll be a lot of blogging. I'll be able to write more around issues. Sometimes, making videos is different from writing. And some people enjoy writing, some people enjoy reading. So hopefully, by the grace of God, we're going to have unclesolomon.com coming out soon. Some of my videos are going to be on there. And there's something I've been working on for a couple of years now, which I used to do, but I just creatively turned it around. I call it 200 Christians. Now, 200 Christians is all about celebrating Christian leadership across Africa. So every year we pick 200 Christians that we feel, they've showed certain Christian value in whichever area, professional field that they find themselves in business, in politics, within the church, in education, in health, entertainment, and we just celebrate them, just so we can really shine the light on biblical principles that is okay. And you can really do it wherever you are. You can show Christian values like honesty, excellence, transparency, forgiveness, community, growth, and all that kind of thing, So please watch out for that. As soon as we launch, the website comes live, you're going to find that out. You're going to see that. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Quickly want to zoom into an issue that's been brewing, church and beard. So when you have bushy beard, when your beard is bushy, should you be allowed into a church? Does actually having a bushy beard mean that you are less a Christian? Is actually beard a religious thing, or is it a cultural thing, or is it a social thing? Those are the kind of questions that we need to ask ourselves if we really want to understand some of the trends that we see over the years, how men keep their beard. So we need to understand that. The more we understand that, the better we would see how it is. We can go biblically and say, well, in Bible days, how did they used to keep their beards? But because they used to keep their beards in certain ways in the Bible, does not make it biblical. It's not a theology. Maybe it's a culture. It's a Jewish culture. It's the Greek culture. It's the culture of the Gentiles. But sometimes because it's in the Bible, we just take it and we think if we don't do it this way, or if we do it the other way, is sin. But is it really that way? In Africa, over the years, we've seen different changes. We've seen people, their beards changing, different trends coming in and out. There's a time it used to be goatee beards where you just have a beard here and just make it longer and longer. There's a time it used to be you just clean shave. Now we see quite a lot of people with full beards. And a lot of people, because it was made popular a lot by a lot of like Muslims, or some of these people that we see, the Taliban or whatever that we see, doesn't mean that because they say they do it in the name of Islam, doesn't mean that it is wrong for one to do so also. How much of our appearance matters to God? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. So I came across this letter written by Redeemed Christian Church of God, from the office of the Assistant General Overseer, Admin and Personnel. So this was written in 2018. You can see it there, 15th of May. You can read it 2018 rather. And it says directives on conducting and officiating wedding programs. So this is just some sort of like directives on dress code around and appearances around wedding programs. When you have a wedding, these are the things to consider. So it says, Calvary greetings in Jesus' name. The Mission Authority has received reports to the effect that certain loose practices, so understand, loose practices. What makes a practice loose? Certain loose practices have been adopted during the conduct of weddings in the church, and hereby wish to direct that forthwith. Every worker or department that will officiate during any wedding program should appear strictly in formal outfits. So you must appear in formal outfit as it is expected during other services or programs of the church, most especially the officiating ministers, the choir, and the ushers. Ministers who have a responsibility of assessing the gown of the bride must also ensure that the outfit of the bridesmaid are checked to ensure that the standards of the church are not compromised. Well, the third one is the most important one to our conversation. Prior to the wedding programs, the groom and his groomsmen must be assessed to ensure that they are not wearing Taliban beards, which is against the doctrines of the church. So Taliban beards is against the doctrines of the church. Now, when you say Taliban beards, what does it mean? Was the beard design created by Taliban? Just because Taliban's made it, the Taliban made it popular doesn't mean it's a Taliban beard, right? They didn't create it. So the question is, how much of that appearance does that really matter to God? Is that a sin? Because if it's a sin, then it would matter to God. There's a certain part of our appearances that do matter to God, but having a full beard, just because the Taliban made it popular, does not mean that, this is a creation of the Taliban, and we have to be careful, and I don't know why they wrote this. I mean, I got this later. They said they are the ones that, you can see the letterhead of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So obviously, they have their guidelines, and it's okay for churches and ministries to have certain guidelines when it comes to dress code and all that kind of thing. But we must also be flexible and allow people to dress in certain ways as long as it's not, especially when it has to do not what they wear, but part of their body, like hair, growing hair. It it's important for us to look at that and really ask ourselves if that is necessary. Would you go to a church where they don't allow you to wear that sort of beard? So there's a young man that went to a church in the city of Aba in Abia State in Nigeria. He was supposed to be one of the groomsmen or the best man or so. And on getting there in the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Aba, one of the parishes, he was all dressed and everything going in, but they told him he cannot go in. That's the allegations that came up. He cannot be a part of the ceremony because of his beard. And he was a member of the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Lagos before. So let me play you a video of this man and what he has to say.
The wedding, and this is supposed to be the best man, but they asked him not to go inside the wedding because of his beard. This is Redeemed Christian Church of God. Redeemed Christian Church of God in Aba, Abia State. It's crazy,
very crazy. Like seriously. So, I didn't expect this. This is the last thing. I was the Papa in Redeemed Christian Church for a state back then. It's not even acts of this. But I'm surprised that today I came to this place and they started asking me.
Wow. So I'm going to play it for you again. But the question is it cultural? Because maybe some other Redeemed Christian Church of God, depending on the parish, would allow him. And another Redeemed Christian Church of God may not allow him. But if this memo that I had read earlier on is true, then obviously they had actually set certain rules, the way that you put your beard. Right? Let's hear them again. One last time.
So we're at the wedding, and this is supposed to be the best man, but they asked him not to go inside the wedding because of his beard. This is Redeemed Christian Church of God. Redeemed Christian Church of God in Aba, Abia State. It's crazy,
very crazy. Like seriously. So, I didn't expect this. This is the last thing. I was the Papa in Redeemed Christian Church for a state back then. It's not even acts of this. But I'm surprised that today I came to this place and they started asking me.
They chased him away. Well, I hope you got the gist there. So how much of that should we actually allow? What are some of the ways that we dress that you feel is still appropriate? The way that we keep our hair, the way that we keep our beards, the way that what we wear, that is appropriate, and you don't understand why certain churches or ministries would not allow that, would not tolerate it. You feel God would not have a problem. Anyway, some people would dress semi-naked and feel God is not going to have a problem with it, but God would have a problem with that. If your body is too revealing, He would have a problem with that. Not just in church, but even outside of church. As a Christian, there are certain ways that we should dress. There are certain ways that we must carry ourselves. There are certain churches that would not have you if you have dreadlocks. But what is that? Dreadlocks. What is that really an issue? Is that offensive to God? Or is just our culture or certain guidelines when it comes to the way that we dress over the years that we've been following and we've kept to it and we don't want to change? So we really always have to ask ourselves, is this God or is this culture? Is this God or is this just human wisdom speaking? Because sometimes it might not even be culture, it's just a perception that, if you carry full beard, they associate you with the Taliban. Way before the Taliban arrived, people from a long time ago, they used to wear their beard fully. And even right now, it has become socially trendy for you to carry your beard fully. And by the way, a lot of women love men with full beards. A lot of men look more attractive or feel more confident with full beards. A lot of wives love to play around with their husband beard. and now you're saying you shouldn't have it. Yeah. So it's something to really look at, and really something to really consider. That is very, very important. Not just that, but also the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we interact, the way that what is allowed again in churches and what is not allowed in churches. We have to relook at certain things that are allowed and certain things that are not allowed. I've got I got some comments here. Maggie saying, evening, Uncle Solomon. Okay, from Benoni, good to have you here, Maggie. Andre is saying, good evening. Olatunji is saying, strange things happening daily, indeed. Was it Emmanuel is saying, I saw a post where you used your Facebook to promote gays and lesbians. In one particular post, you were congratulating a US basketballer who came out as gay. And in another post, I was congratulating. Maybe that was what they told you. Can you put the post here so everybody could see? You have to look at the context of that post. I cannot congratulate a gay or a lesbian who came out. That I can tell you. So whoever took that and whatever they told you about it, you have to go and check yourself. Hallie says, hope you have seen the RCCG circular on Taliban beard. Yes, I saw it. I even read it. Manuel here continued to say, you wrote an article where you said even Jesus was gay. Please do address this. Are gays safe? Is it okay for a Christian to be homosexual or lesbian? Clear from me. Right? It is not okay for Christians to practice homosexuality and lesbianism. Simple. You said I wrote an article where it says even Jesus was gay. I didn't say even Jesus was gay. I said Jesus was gay. You know what? Go and check the dictionary definition of being gay. Before gay people and lesbian people hijacked it. To be gay means to be happy. So we must study. We must do research, guys. We cannot allow homosexual people to hijack gay, and no, I cannot use it and say gay. I can say you are gay. You look very gay. That means you look very happy. Go and check the dictionary. Guys, words have meanings, and look at the context of it. Go and read the article that I wrote. Forget about the title. Read the article. Right? That would help you. Street, good to have you here. Ali is saying beard is part of a man's body creation. Men grow beards. As simple as that. Steph, kind of letter on groom's appearance. Now I'll see what people are focusing on. Indeed, Magli. Ali raised some very important points here. What has RCCG doctrine got to do with guesting a wedding and Taliban beard? It's wrong. God gave man beards. The young man looked proper. Simple. It was neat. Yeah, Taliban beard that God created. Yeah. We cannot just allow Taliban to take over full, having a full beard because of we don't agree with them. Then we now even not use this, what God has given us. We just is associated with them. No, just like the word gay, we don't allow homosexual people to take over that word. That word have been there long before they started calling homosexual people gay. To be gay, again, go and check the dictionary, please. To be gay means to be happy. And it's a level of happiness. So when I use that, I said Jesus was gay, I'm not saying he was homosexual. I'm saying he was a happy person. And we know he was a happy person. So you must not allow people that will pick what I say here and there and then create stuff and all that. Me, do I believe in same-sex marriage? I don't. Do I believe in that Christians should practice homosexuality, lesbianism? I do not. It's in scripture. So whoever is telling you anything about me, or whoever is giving you a false narrative, that's up to them. Do I agree with the rights of a homosexual person? Yes. I believe you should not jail a homosexual person. I strongly believe that. You can look for another way as a government, but if the government wants to jail them, that's up to them. If that's what the people voted for and the country wants that, then that's what it is. It's democracy, isn't it? It's democracy. But there are countries that you abuse them, you kick them on the street, you attack the woman. You must not attack, you must not take human dignity away from anybody, even if you don't agree with their choice. And I don't agree with their choice. Biblically speaking, I do not agree with their choice. Anyway, this is not about, about that. Queen here says, gay means happy. My late aunt's name is Gay. My little brother is also named Gay after my aunt. Oh. There it is. Queen has explained everything. But because people don't study, or you didn't read the article that I wrote, you just took the title, then it becomes a problem. Steph said we need to reclaim the word gay, which means happy. Indeed, we need to reclaim the word gay. We need to reclaim the fully Taliban beard. We need to reclaim it and not just give it to the Taliban. We need to reclaim it. You said, I also wrote about Bay and people attacked you. proofx is misleading. You see, Mangani, thanks. You mentioned a proofx. There's this guy called proofx. I'm not even going to answer him or did a video around him because if you want to understand, that guy is a crook. He's not even a Christian. And you're listening to him telling you about Christian issues when he's not even a Christian. When did you see him quoting scriptures when he does his broadcast? Do you see him quoting scriptures? Because he cannot. All he does is sit down and lie. This guy was a cyber criminal. He's still a cyber criminal with J. Israel. That's how they criminalize. They make so much money. He's a career criminal. All of a sudden, he's making videos and saying stuff that he doesn't know left and right. I'm not even going to answer him. Because, I mean, how do you answer a criminal? How do you answer a liar? He's very good at it. Masima says, I see nothing wrong with beard. Even if he had bought them, he still looks decent. Yes. Marigold, Christ said, what defines a man comes out from inside of him. To me, is man-made rule. Don't God and is this, not God and it's decent. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to share that with us because I feel sometimes when we're in church and we're members of certain ministries and there are certain rules or it has to do with the way we dress or certain areas, we need to question these things and we need to ask ourselves if that is actually sin, you know. And if we don't question things, we're going to continue with the same tradition, not even doing things that are not sinful. And we deny other people the opportunity to be creative with how God created them. Women are very creative with how God created them. Men should also be creative with how God created them and not relinquish the rights to having full beard to the Taliban. No, we shouldn't do that. Thank you so much. Please make sure you subscribe. Shalom.